right, well, in class lately we've been talking about recognizing the customer-oriented nature of marketing. And so today we want to talk about why do customers actually return to the same businesses. So here are a list of reasons why customers will return to the same businesses. I'll cover each one. The first is convenience. Something like 7-Eleven is a great example. So you might need a cup of coffee in the morning and you go to 7-Eleven because it just happens to be on your way to work. So convenience is definitely one reason why customers will return to the same business over and over again. When we say perceived value or real value, a good example is like Nike or Under Armour. They've done a great job of creating brands that stand for quality. And if you purchase Nike or Under Armour equipment for whatever sport you're playing, you expect that equipment to be pretty high quality based on their brand. And that's based on your experiences with them, their marketing, and so on. Return policy. Zappos is an online shoe store, and they are really famous for their 365-day return policy. If you buy a pair of shoes from them, they'll ship them to you. If you don't want them, you can return them anytime within the next calendar year. So making it easy to return items is another reason why people would want to go to a particular business. Pricing incentives, think about Kohl's Cash or a company that does a lot of sales. So you might be able to find a product cheaper somewhere because it's on sale, and that certainly will have you return next time to purchase more products like it. Distribution is how quickly you can get the item or how the item is moved from one store to the next. And Amazon is obviously very, very famous for this. And their 2-day shipping with Prime members. A lot of stuff can actually be shipped within 1 day, and they're actually working on same-day delivery. So Amazon has really nailed the distribution side of retail or online retail, and that's why they've become so widely popular. Another one is ease of doing business. So Square is a company that makes it really easy for you to pay for things. If you go to a lot of coffee shops or a lot of small businesses, they use the Square payment mechanism. And so you swipe your card, you can put in how much tip you want, and so on. Their loyalty programs are connected to it, so it's a really easy way for both the business to receive the money and an easy way for us as customers to pay for it. Brand loyalty simply means that there is a particular brand that we purchase more of than others. So we see that's a lot with athletic gear. You're either an Under Armour person and you wear and buy all Under Armour. You might be a Nike person, so most of your stuff is brand Nike. Ford and Chevy is a great example of this. Ford and Chevy both have really great brands, and it's for the longest time it's been you're either a Ford family or a Chevy family, and you don't intermix those. Those brands are so strong that people will actually wear T-shirts that say Ford or Chevy on them. They'll put stickers on different things, and so oftentimes brand loyalty stems from generations of customers. John Deere is a great example of that. You know, if your great-great-grandfather had a John Deere tractor, and your great-grandfather and your grandfather and your dad all had John Deere tractors, it's very likely that you will as well. Loyalty programs, I mentioned this in Ease of Doing Business with Square, but Coffee Hound, every time I go to get coffee there, I swipe my card, and it gives me 2 points, and once I get 20 points, then I get $4 off my next drink. So loyalty programs, so the more I buy, I get rewarded for that. Community and charity connection, this is Tom's Shoes. So Tom's Shoes is really famous shoe company that if you buy a pair of Tom's Shoes, then the company donates a pair of shoes, and they've donated tens of millions of shoes at this point, I believe. So that's why people go back to the same companies, is they have some sort of connection to a charity. There's also connection to the community. So when we see people from different companies out in the community and doing well, donating money to various causes and actively volunteering for those causes, we are going to be more likely to go back to those companies because of that connection. And then finally, customer service experience. I put Peterson Plumbing because I had just an unbelievably good experience with a local plumbing company. We had made a mistake. I called them. They came back out the same day. They had called 3 or 4 different employees to see if they could leave one of the jobs they were already working on and come and do my job really quick and go back. And they were really awesome. And having somebody to be able to fix something the same day was not something that I expected at all. So those are several reasons why customers will go back to the same business. The importance of repeat business is that the likelihood of another purchase goes up exponentially. So once you buy something from a company, you're 27% more likely to buy again. If you purchase twice from a company, then you're 45% more likely, and so on. So you can see from this graph, once you have that first purchase, it is a lot easier to get them, those customers, to buy again, particularly if they're satisfied. Another reason why it's really important is referrals. And a referral means that I have purchased something and now I go tell my friends about it, and then they go and purchase something. So you can see from this graph, this happens to be an apparel, so a retail store. If you purchase something from a store and you really like it, you're likely to refer 3 friends after that very first purchase. So the first time you purchase from a company, you're going to tell 3 different friends, and those friends will end up going to the store and purchasing on average. And again, the more you purchase, the more likely it is that you're going to tell your friends about it, and that's why those are so important. So if we kind of bring this full circle, the importance of returning customers, it's much more likely that they'll buy than the first-time customer, and referrals. Obviously, happy customers tell other people, and those sales become a lot easier as well. If you have any questions, reach out to me via email, but I hope this helped.